Imagine building a company. Everything looks exciting from the outside. People think entrepreneurs wake up with motivation, drink coffee, make big decisions, and become successful. But the truth is very different. Running a company is full of stress, fear, doubt, and extremely difficult decisions. This is exactly what the book The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz talks about. Not motivation, not theory, but the brutal reality of building and running a business. In this video, you will learn the most powerful lessons from this book that every entrepreneur, creator, or future leader should know. And the most important lesson is this: there is no formula for hard problems. Lesson 1. The hard thing about hard things. Most business books teach you how to succeed, but they rarely talk about what to do when things go wrong. When your company is losing money, when investors are angry, when employees are leaving. Ben Horowitz says the real challenge of leadership is dealing with problems that have no clear answer. That is the hard thing about hard things. Sometimes you must make a decision where every option feels wrong, but the leader still has to decide. Lesson 2. Embrace the struggle. One powerful idea in the book is called the struggle. The struggle is the moment when you feel like everything is going wrong. You can't sleep. You doubt yourself. You feel alone. Most founders experience this phase. The difference between winners and quitters is simple. Winners keep going during the struggle because success usually happens right after the hardest moments. Lesson 3. No one knows what they're doing. This may sound surprising, but even experienced CEOs often don't know the perfect solution. Ben Horowitz explains that leadership is not about knowing everything. Leadership is about making the best decision with limited information. So if you ever feel like you don't know what you're doing, you're not alone. Most leaders feel the same. Lesson 4. Take responsibility. A great leader does not blame employees, the market, or bad luck. A great leader takes responsibility. If the company fails, it is the CEO's responsibility. If the team is weak, it is the CEO's responsibility. If communication is broken, it is the CEO's responsibility. Taking responsibility gives you power to fix the problem. Blaming others only makes things worse. Lesson 5. The importance of tough decisions. One of the hardest tasks for a leader is firing employees. It is uncomfortable. It is emotional. It feels harsh. But keeping the wrong person in the team can damage the entire company. Ben Horowitz explains that leaders must sometimes make painful decisions to protect the future of the organization. Good leadership is not always nice. Sometimes it is simply necessary. Lesson 6. Train your managers. Many companies promote people to manager positions but never teach them how to manage. This creates chaos. Managers must learn how to communicate clearly, support their teams, solve conflicts, make decisions. Without good managers, even great companies collapse. Training leaders inside the company is one of the smartest investments. Lesson 7. Build a strong culture. Company culture is not just slogans on the wall. Culture is how people behave when problems happen. A strong culture helps employees make the right decisions even when leaders are not present. Great companies build culture through clear values, honest communication, and consistent behavior from leadership. Lesson 8. Be honest with your team. Some leaders hide bad news from employees. They think it protects morale. But Ben Horowitz believes the opposite. People respect honesty. When leaders share the real situation, employees feel trusted and involved. Transparency builds loyalty, and loyal teams fight harder to solve problems. Lesson 9. Wartime CEO versus Peacetime CEO. One of the most famous ideas in this book is the difference between two types of leaders. The Peacetime CEO focuses on growth, creativity, and expansion. The Wartime CEO focuses on survival. During crisis, leaders must be strict, fast, and extremely focused. The rules change. Soft leadership works during peace. But in war, decisive leadership saves the company. Lesson 10. Persistence wins. Building something meaningful takes time. There will be moments where quitting feels easier. But most successful companies survive because their leaders refuse to give up. Persistence is one of the most underrated skills in business. Not intelligence, not money, but the ability to keep going when everything becomes difficult. Final message. The biggest lesson from the hard thing about hard things is simple. Business is messy, leadership is uncomfortable, and success rarely comes from perfect plans. It comes from courage during uncertainty, from making difficult decisions, and from continuing forward even when the path is unclear. Because the hard thing about hard things is that there are no easy answers.